Hello and welcome back to Zodiac Trial. Now with actually good audio quality. I hope, at least. Um, Sort of the little spiel I do at the start of every recording session almost that I do in visual novels. I haven't recorded this in a few days, so and especially because, well, I only had one recording session so far, basically, in which I recorded the first three episodes. I have not got a complete memory of which character has which voice. Even if I did, I probably couldn't repeat them. And let's be frank, with the audio quality of the first three parts, you probably wouldn't notice the differences that much anyway. Um, so yeah, if you forgot where we left off, we just had round one of the game that we were forced to play. And now we're going to go and look for, what were they called? Sort of little trinkets or items that have our secondary abilities on them. And we were asked to participate in the search for them, and I think we might as well just accept Ox's offer. I'd woken up with Ox, and I felt that we had worked pretty well together so far. I didn't see any reason not to work with him. As a matter of fact, I will work with you. Okay then, glad to hear it. If I might ask, why did you ask me to investigate with you? Well, you seemed rather competent early on. You also seem the most grounded of everyone else here, which is a shockingly low bar to clear. You're not wrong. Thanks, I guess. Your mouse is going with Ox? Great. Now can we quit talking about searching and just start searching? Yeah, let's do that. The rest of us can just split up and look around. Oh, and everybody, remember to input your moves and reconvene here before the round ends. Got it. With that, we all spread out and began our search. Ox and I made our way to the library, which wasn't far from the cafeteria. So, Ox, why did you want to search the library? There were a few reasons. For one, I'd prefer not to stray too far from the cafeteria for now. For another, from what I saw of the library, it seemed a rather large room, so searching it early might be useful. But most importantly, libraries are often symbolic of information, of learning. It's unclear how much thought the Jade Emperor has put into all of this, but it's possible that he's put something special here. It'd be fine if that were a trinket, but I'd be even more interested if he left us some useful information. Wow, that's a lot of thought for just the first place to search. I try. You actually think Brian leaves special info in the library there? Seems like a bit of a stretch. It is indeed a stretch, but there's no harm in checking it out anyways. After all, we'll have to search everywhere eventually, no? Indeed. I guess we should just start looking through here then, huh? Let's. And just like that, we began to search the library for anything out of place. Fox was right when he identified this place as a rather large room. There was even a separate room connected to the library which stored even more books. I was sort of thinking when I saw this picture, this looks like sort of a grade school, elementary school, that kind of thing library. And then I remembered we are in a school, so it might be. With a lot of ground to cover, we began looking through the rooms for anything out of the ordinary. Ox was very no-nonsense. He didn't speak at all. Well, that was fine with me. Even if the silence was a little creepy, it was important to focus on the search. After a while, I noticed one of the library's computers was locked. Normally I'd write the whole thing off, but why was this one computer not shut down like the rest? Hey Mouse, I think I found something. Could you come look at this with me? I want to focus on the computer. Alright, we'll focus on the computer first. You're a prosecutor, right? Surely you can handle it yourself. I'm working on something else right now. Suit yourself. With that, he turned back to the book he was holding in his hands. And I turned back to this computer. Now what could the password be? I noticed there was a button to give a reminder that a lot of computers had. Maybe it could help. I clicked on it and a rather odd message displayed. The date it began. It was way too ominous to be a regular password hint, as I suspected this was something Brian had set up. So what was it? Presumably he was referring to this race. I'm not so sure actually. What I think he's referring to is the date of the murder that his father was tried and found guilty for. That's what I think he's referring to, but I might be wrong. So then, what was today's date? Well, the day I was kidnapped was the 24th of November. Assuming I hadn't been asleep for over a day, which would be crazy, today should be the 25th. So then the password should be 1125, right? Except it looked like I couldn't input a slash. Who would input a date with a slash anyway? And that's the problem with passwords that are, first of all, case sensitive most of the time. So, and anything that isn't case sensitive is a god awful password mechanism. But I do know some things that aren't. The problem is that you've got way too many possibilities, even if you know, like in this case, the answer is a date, and for a date especially, you've got like hundreds of different ways to input one and the same date. How would you ever find out which is the right way? So it'd just be 1125. I put my fingers on the keyboard. What's the password? I mean, I can write it. I tried to input the password, but the computer wouldn't let me. Yeah, that's kind of what I suspected. Huh? I thought I had it. Tried another guess, but again, it was no use. I guess it wouldn't be that easy, huh? Hey, Mouse, are you done over there? We should probably get back to the cafeteria soon. It's like I was out of time. Unfortunately, the computer would have to remain locked for now. Yeah, I'm good. Did you find anything? No, I don't think I did. And what was that about the book earlier? A hint at most. Well, tell me the hint then. Moving on, you should input your actions for this round in this room, then come join us. Alright, I will. With that, Ox walked out of the room. Once he was gone, I pulled out my tablets and turned it on. There was no need to think much about my choice. I just pressed the button to run. Afterwards, I returned to the cafeteria. Pretty much everybody had already gone back at this point. They were discussing the results of the search. I didn't find anything. Me neither. We too. Is this it? I thought I'd at least be able to find one. Have no fear, citizens, for Team Rooster has secured a minor trinket. You guys did? Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Looks like I wasn't the only one to find one of these things. Oh, did you find a minor trinket too? Yep, wasn't that hard. Just had to solve a simple problem. Nice work, everyone. We're well on pace to getting out of here. Ox cleared his throat. Yes, we're certainly performing adequately. However, we can talk more about that after these results. Not that I have reason to doubt you all, but I would just feel safer seeing everyone has stuck to the plan. Of course, everyone just ran, right? Round 2 has ended. Now let us see how the race has progressed. The rat has run 1 space. The ox has run 1 space. The tiger has run 1 space. The bunny has run 1 space. The dragon has run 1 space. The snake has run 1 space. The horse has run 1 space. The sheep has run 1 space. The monkey has run 1 space. The rooster has run 1 space. The dog has run 1 space. The pig has run 1 space. Again, I breathed a sigh of relief. Everything was going fine. Things would be fine. We'd all play nice, stick to the script, and get out alive together. I'm just going to start talking now before we get swept up into casual conversation. Yes, things are good now, but that's all the more reason we should immediately continue our search. As we've recently learned, Brian isn't interested in us playing hide and seek as much as he is having us play these little games. Keep that in mind as you search. Obviously try to be thorough, but keep in mind that if a room doesn't show any signs that there's something there, there probably isn't anything there. Now, how are we splitting up? The group started chatting and splitting up amongst themselves. I still wasn't feeling totally safe at the school, so I didn't want to be alone. I decided joining one of the pairs would be the best choice. I hate all of them. No. I guess we'll go with Bunny and Dog. There's at least one person I like in there. I decided Bunny and Dog seemed like the safest people to explore with. Awesome, the more the merrier. Are you tagging along? Neat. We both seemed to know what they were doing. Hopefully we'd be able to efficiently work together. Not waste any time then. These mirror trinkets aren't going to find themselves. Everyone, same deal as last time. Before the end of the round, remember to input, remove, and meet back up here. Thanks for the reminder, Ox. We'll be sure to listen. Now come on team, let's get to looking. The group split off and the three of us began wandering the school. So, where do we want to look? Wherever you want. Well, I asked you first. Nice memory. Okay, what about mouse? You have any ideas? Not in particular. Do you? I mean, if no one else has a preference, I think it might be nice to poke around the third floor. Alright, let's go there. Okay. Oh. Without much resistance, we made our way to the third floor. Once there, we tried looking for a good room to check. Except Dog didn't look like he was looking too hard. I saw Dog singing absent-mindedly to himself. There's so many relationships in this life. Only one or two will last. You go through all the pain and strife, then you turn your back and they're gone so fast. Oh yeah. Dog? Oh, so hold on the ones who really care, in the end they'll be the only ones there. And when you get old and start losing your hair, can you tell me who will still care? Yeah. Wait, is that Mbop? I never really realized the lyrics to that. The hell kind of songs did he listen to? Hey guys, I think there's something in here. Bunny called over to me and Dog and pointed us to what appeared to be an open-air forum. I walked in and sure enough I saw a safe sitting on the desk. Huh, guess Brian didn't feel too much like hiding this one, huh? Something tells me finding the safe's not going to be the hard part. Yeah, you're almost certainly right. Let's get this over with. Dog walked over to the safe and read the note taped to the top of it. Can't stand liars. Please find my deceitful students. That's all it says. Huh? I wonder what that could mean. I got the sinking feeling this is going to be some sort of puzzle. Oh, do you? Unfortunately, I agree with you. Hey, over on the backs of these chairs there are little sheets of paper. They've got little statements and 2-digit numbers above them. I'm starting to see the picture here. Safe's a 4-digit combination, so we're probably looking for 2 untrustful statements. How many shares are there? A lot. Right. Oh, no time like the present, right guys? Those are some words that you did indeed say in that order. Let's get searching. I started looking on the backs of these chairs. However, I quickly noticed something weird. Am I wrong or do all of these seem like lies? You make a good point, Mouse. They're just trying to say things that sound false but are actually true. But how does that work? Like, look at this one. The devil offered me a deal. He would give me 2 $100 bills and then he'd make a statement. If the statement is false, then I'd give him back just one of the $100 bills. If the statement is true, then I'd keep them both. Obviously I rejected this deal because it's horrible for me. That's just not correct, right? To start off, the devil doesn't exist, so he could say that's a lie from the start. You don't believe in the devil? Heretic. I mean, obviously I believe the devil could exist. I don't mean to I don't care. The statement's obviously not about whether or not the devil is real, it's about whether or not that's a good deal. And it's not. Why? At worst, you get to keep a $100 bill? I mean, I know deals with the devil are always supposed to screw you over, but I don't see how that could be the case here. You're studying to be a lawyer? Boy, do you have a long way to go. Excuse me? You'll either give me one of those $100 bills or you'll give me $1 million. Huh? The devil will just have to say that. If you give him one of the $100 bills, the statement's true. In that case, giving the $100 bill would be in violation of the contract. After all, if the statement's true, you have to keep both bills. But if you didn't give him one of those $100 bills, you'd have to give him one of those $100 bills, looping it back around to be true. The only thing you can do without violating the contract is give the devil his $1 million, or whatever other condition he specified. I guess you're right. Nice sleuthing, dog. Hold on, that's just one thing. There's plenty of impossible statements. Like, look at this. Boys in my school are more likely to get detention for getting caught making trouble from Monday through Thursday than the girls. Boys in my school are more likely to get detention for getting caught making trouble on Friday than the girls. I so far do not see a contradiction. And yet, Monday through Friday, the girls are more likely to get detention for getting caught making trouble than the boys. That sounds like it's set up to make sense somehow. Give me a few seconds to try to figure it out. No. Not really. That's a blatant contradiction. How's it a contradiction? If the boys are more likely to get detention for getting caught making trouble on any given day, then how are girls more likely to get detention? It's just a matter of averages. Let's say that Monday through Thursday the odds of getting detention when caught are 95% for boys and 90% for girls. Teachers just don't have time for the kids' shit. And on Friday they're feeling more generous and the odds decrease to 15% for boys and 10% for girls. Now boys, they're rambunctious and the idea that they're almost out for the week makes them act out. They got caught for trouble a lot on Fridays. Girls, on the other hand, might be more even in their troublemaking, therefore the majority of the times they're caught end up in the Monday through Thursday camp. If that's the case, then statistically speaking, girls are given detention upon being caught more often than the boys, just because the majority of their cases happen in the period where detention is universally more likely. Let me read back through. How can I actually read back through? Is this? Yes. Let me read back through the statements. The boys in my school are more likely to get detention for getting caught making trouble from Monday through Thursday than the girls. More likely to get detention for getting caught making... Wait. Okay. Yes, that does make sense. It's a very weird phrasing. But it does make sense. Yeah, okay. Simple. It's not that simple. It's starting to make me feel bad. Not my intention. Look, it's the same trick for all these puzzles. You can't buy into whatever the student's trying to say. If you look at just the facts written and not the story they're trying to tell, you're a lot less likely to make false assumptions. But that last riddle, it was never a contradiction. It just gave 3 facts. It's up for you to figure what those facts could actually mean. Man, you're really smart, dog. We're so lucky you decided to join us. Just drop it already. What? The friendly face act is this exhausting for me, then it's gotta be a pain for you. So just don't. What are you talking about? I know about Bunny from his boss. Chief of Police, Bowen. What? But... Bog's ex-police, and he's drinking buddies with his old pal Bowen. Huh? Police? What's that about? Just couldn't handle the tough work, seeing all the horrors it brought, so he turned to the bottle. Got to the point where he couldn't keep working on the force. Instead, he opened a place where he could see worse alcoholics than him and feel better about himself. I know. For all you know, I left because I didn't want to be complicit in the shit show the force has become. Do you really expect any of us to buy that when you're still buddy-buddy with Bowen? Guess you're right. Complicit? Long story, not worth the energy. And I don't know what you think you know about me, dog, but I doubt you have anything to substantiate the fact that I'm faking anything. Of course I got nothing substantial, but I know your record. And from what I recall from my time on the force, there aren't any cops like you who are authentically this people-pleasing. Just my 2 cents. On account of the fact that no one asked, I'd ask you to keep that shit to yourself unless you've got anything of substance to say. Therefore, proving his point. Sorry, I think I got a little intense there. I think being trapped here is getting to me. Anyways, let's start working on the safe puzzle. Time's a ticking. Yeah, good call. And just like that, the increasingly tense atmosphere vaporized, and we went back to looking for genuine lies. I saw a few more seemingly false statements, figured out they were true, standard stuff. Then I came across a statement that struck me odd. I am blind. However, if you give me any pile of coins and tell me how many are heads up, I can make two piles which have the same number of heads up coins. I remembered Dog's advice and realized something. What is the statement? Oh god. Okay. I am blind. If you give me any pile of coins and tell me how many are heads up, I can make two piles which have the same number of heads up coins. Let me think about this. No, it has to be false. Because, well, it depends on a couple of things that are not specifically written in here which could make it true again. To explain my thought process, what I'm thinking about right now is extremes. Basically, whenever you look at something like that, you look at extremes. What happens if every coin is heads up? What happens if no coin is heads up? What happens if I give you one coin? What defines a pile of coins? Do you need one coin, two coin, three coin? 79 coins? So I was looking at, what if all the coins are heads up? Then obviously you can make two piles. But you can't make, well, there comes the second part. If you make two piles of coins, then if you can only make two piles of coins, then that statement is guaranteed to be false, because for any number of uneven coins, more specifically any number of uneven heads up coins, you cannot make two piles that contain the same amount of heads up coins. If you can make more piles, then that isn't necessarily true anymore. You can make two piles with the same and then have one coin that's sort of the odd one out lying on the side. If you have no heads up coins, then that's an easy thing. Then that becomes a non-issue and you just need to make two piles of coins because they then have the same number of heads up coins, 0. It's the exact same thing the other way around if it's all of them. Now, if you have a random number of heads up coins, let's say you have a pile of 17 heads up coins. 17 heads up among 30 coins total, so 13 that are not heads up. How would you make two piles which have the same number of heads up coins if you're blind? Is there any way to do that I can think of right now? I can't really think of anything. I mean, the thing is, it wouldn't be odd if the statement was false, that's my problem. Purely game logical wise, the answer to this has to be true. But that doesn't explain to me why it would be true. You know what I'm tempted to do? I'm tempted to just say it's true, but hope that the game actually explains it to me because I don't know how. If you took a pile of coins equal to the number heads up and flipped all of them, you'd always have two piles with an equal amount of heads up coins. Wait a second. If you took a pile of coins equal to the number heads up and flipped all of what? Okay, so I've got a pile of coins. That's this doesn't make any sense. I've got a pile of coins, 30 coins. Let's just use my example. 17 are heads up, 13 are heads down. I don't know which of these are heads up and which of these are heads down, obviously. If you took a pile of coins equal to the number heads up and flipped all of them, you'd always have two piles with an equal amount of heads up coins? What do you even mean? Yes, if I have a pile of heads up coins, and I take some other coins from somewhere. Wait. You took a pile of coins equal to the number heads up. Flipped all of them. Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay, I get it. Yes. If you have to... Yes, but no. No, because this doesn't work if you have an uneven amount of coins. Quite simple. This does not explain it. It doesn't work. True, because if you do assume that you have a pile of coins that is actually splittable in two, then yes, if you have 17 heads up, 13 heads down, then you take a half of the pile. Wait, equal to the number heads up. So 17. Wait, let me think about this again. This doesn't make much sense to me anymore. I thought I'd gotten it, but apparently I haven't. I've got 30 coins. I take the 17 that are heads up. I flip them, which means... Wait, if you took a pile of coins equal to the number heads up, you flipped all of them. Yes, I take 17. Some of these are heads up, some of these aren't. So basically I have 10 heads up, 7 heads down. I flip all of them, then I have 7 heads up, 10 heads down. Is that how I said it earlier? Wait, I need to write this down. Do I have a pen here somewhere? I don't. Then I need to think about it more clearly. Oh, I have a pen here actually. Okay, so we have 30 coins. 17 are heads up, 13 are heads down. We take one pile of 17 coins, which leaves 13 coins remaining. Out of those 17 coins, we'll say, because I don't want to get confused, 8 are heads up, 9 are heads down. We now flip all of them, which means out of the 17 coins, 9 are heads up. My pen doesn't want to write. 9 are heads up, and 8 are heads down. You'd always have 2 piles with an equal amount of heads up coins. That would mean I now have 9 heads up coins. And in the other pile, I have 9 heads up coins. Because I've taken 8 off of the 17 that we had at the beginning. Sorry, I can't wrap my head around the maths at the moment, but it makes sense. It works. Why does it work? Because... Probably not a good idea to keep thinking about this. I know it works. I'll probably think about this later on, and think about why exactly it works. This wasn't a lie. Good thing I didn't falsely claim this was one of the wrong statements. A bit later, Bunny cried out that he had found the 2 lies. He tried inputting the numbers found above his statements into the safe, and sure enough, it unlocked. Inside, it appears to be a bell. There's an inscripted number in it. You got this piece of paper. The second core. Use this item and it will act identical to the last item activated. A major trinket. It's an echoing effect. Basically, it can copy any other item being used. That means this is as good as if we found a minor trinket. Yeah, great work. Not bad. We had spent quite a bit of time trying to solve this puzzle, but in exchange we found a minor trinket. Major trinket. If we kept at this rate, we'd be out of here in no time. A lot of time. Anyways, the time's starting to get low. How about we input our actions in separate rooms and return to the cafeteria? I don't not want to do that. You know you can just say sure, right? Where's the fun in that? You have fun answering simple questions in slightly roundabout ways? Marginally so. Relatable. Neat. Now let's do that thing I just said. And with a still tense atmosphere, we left the forum and entered separate classrooms. Without much force, I pressed the run button. No reason to do anything else, right? After that, I swiftly headed back to the cafeteria. Pretty much everyone else had already gathered when I arrived. Mouse, there you are. Hey, you won't believe this good news. Two more minor trinkets have been found. And no small part thanks to yours truly. You're welcome. We actually found a major trinket, but it will work like a minor trinket. Yes, that's all very well and good. Now could you all be quiet? They're about to show the race results. Why does it matter? Isn't it obvious what they'll show? Better to keep a close eye on them regardless. Before that discussion could continue, the speakers cut on. Round 3 has ended. Now let us see how the race has progressed. The rat has run 1 space. The ox has run 1 space. The tiger has run 1 space. The bunny has run 1 space. The dragon has run 1 space. The snake has run 1 space. The horse has run 1 space. The sheep has run 1 space. The monkey has run 1 space. The rooster has run 1 space. The dog has run 1 space. The pig has run 1 space. By the way, I just realized that I might have mentioned that before, but I don't think I have. Basically, if I remember Pig's ability correctly, she can jump up to as many tiles or spaces. If it's already written there, I might as well use that terminology. Many spaces as there are other people ahead of her, and given she is the last in turn, she can go 11 spaces guaranteed in a round if everyone ahead of her moves 1 space. That means as soon as she reaches space 13, and this would continue on like this in sort of relatively even steps, although that obviously I realize would not be just by running 1 step at a time, because then you only have 12 turns. But if we get to a point like that somehow, then she has immediately got the chance to win. Whatever she does, if she just uses her ability, then she moves up 11 spots onto the finish line, therefore ending the game. Now, whether she would do that or not is a different question, but the fact that the possibility exists is surely tempting. Let's continue. Before round 4 begins, I have an announcement to make. What? There's an additional rule I have yet to inform you all of. A quirk of the race, if you will, that you all may be interested in.